Okay, I have said for those that want to recommend me videos, leave a comment and recommend me videos. And I've been getting almost daily recommendations to watch more horse videos that the horse girls in Uma Musume were based off of. And as long as people keep recommending me horses to watch, I will continue watching them because I'm having so much fun in the game. And through that, it is making me want to learn about the actual horses. And I find that super interesting. And then learning about the actual horses kind of makes me want to go to an actual horse racetrack and watch horses. Never bet. I'm not a betting kind of guy, unless it's in game and using in game currency, but not IRL. I guess it's opening a new interest for me that I never expected. So let's start the video.
Hi, I would like to introduce you to the great horses of Japan.
We'll lower it a little bit.
This time is Tokai Teio. I posted his video early on, but I have been wanting to rework it and finally got around to it.
Well, thank
Tokai
you.
Teio is a male horse born in 1988.
Oh, nice year.
His father is Simbali Rudolph and his mother is Tokai Natural. Simbali Rudolph is a historic horse who became the undefeated Triple Crown winner in 1984, and Tokai Teio is his first crop. Although Tokai Natural never debuted as a racehorse, her older sister is Tokai Roman. Tokai Roman was the winner of the 1984 Oaks. Originally, Tokai Roman was to be bred to Simbali Rudolph, but her retirement was postponed, so her sister Tokai Natural was chosen instead.
I didn't know there was a Tokai
Teio.
A whole Tokai
The
line.
young Tokai Teio had a slender body and was not a good-looking horse. However,
Looks don't matter if you're fast.
once he started training, he was highly praised for his very high flexible body and his guts to go ahead of other horses. There is this episode that shows his physical ability. One day,
let's
the
see
young
it.
Tokai Teio jumped over a 130-centimeter fence on the farm. Generally, the obstacle height for jump races is 140 centimeters, but at this time Tokai Teio was still very young and had not yet trained. In this state he lightly jumped over the fence and returned without injury. This episode alone will suffice. Now, in October 1990, 2-year-old Tokai Teio entered the training center.
Oh, he's building his stats. He's getting trained up.
Other horses of the same generation had long since made their debut, but the trainer was in no hurry. This is because he has shown outstanding movement in the training of Tokai Teio since his arrival at the training center, surprising the trainer.
I really want to get a Teio in-game. I kind of am gutted that I didn't use my ticket on Teio, but I did use it on Silent Suzuka. So I'm okay with that, and I'm happy with that, because I like Silent Suzuka. But I really want a Teio at some point. Hopefully I can roll a Teio.
When the trainer saw him move, he was immediately convinced that he was a horse that could aim for the classic races, and he made a race plan backward from the following year's Derby and Satsuki show. The stable staff was amazed at the softness of Tokai Teio's riding style and said, "Here comes the Derby horse." Then, on December 1st, Tokai Teio made his debut in a 1,800-meter race at Chukyo Racecourse.
They could tell that it was a Derby horse just based on how smooth it would run. That's interesting.
Since Chukyo Racecourse is a left-turn track, it was the trainer's intention to have Teio experience the same left-turn track as the Derby at Tokyo Racecourse. His jockey was a man named Yasuda.
Hello,
He
Yasuda.
was not a star by any means, but he was doing okay. He had yet to win a Grade 1 race at this point.
What's with this Naruto-sounding music in the background? I'm waiting for someone to cast a jutsu.
In other words, his encounter with Tokai Teio was a big chance for him. And the first race for them was a completely worry-free race that they won easily by 4 lengths over the chasing pack. Yasuda excitedly commented, "It was an easy win."
He dropped the GG easy?
The race was probably enough to predict their bright future. Their next race is 3 weeks later, the Cyclamen Stakes, a 2,000-meter race on the Kyoto course. Here, I don't know why, but Tokai Teio was the third favorite. strange things happened. However, Tokai Teio won the race regardless.
Nice. He already has 2 wins under his belt, and he barely started his career?
He was 2 lengths ahead of the second-place finisher. After the race, the trainer went over the plan to the Derby again. There are traditional trial races, including the Grade 2 Yayoi Show, but he decided not to compete in those but to aim for the classic races. Shortly after the change in 1991, in January they competed in the Wakakoma Stakes. This race was on the same course and over the same distance as the previous race, and he was the favorite this time, at
Ooh, he went from 3rd favorite to number 1 favorite. Easy.
odds of 1.3. And in this race, he won with a time 2.4 seconds faster than the previous race.
I see. He's already building his legend status.
As a side note, the 3rd place finisher in this race was Nice Nature.
Oh, nice.
2 months later, on March 17,
One might even say nice nature.
Tokai Teio competed in the Wakaba Stakes. This race is held at 2,000 meters at Nakayama Racecourse, the same as the Triple Crown race, Satsuki Sho. The pace in this race was slow, so Tokai Teio wanted to go to the front, and Yasuda had to work hard to appease him. While a normal horse would have been drained of stamina, Tokai Teio took the lead on the 4th turn and easily broke away to win by 2 lengths over the second-placed horse.
He's unstoppable. I think so far he's yet to lose a race since he started racing. Unless I'm dumb and I missed something, but so far he's won every race.
Tokai Teio had run 4 races so far, won them all, and had never been whipped.
Well, maybe I should let the video play a little bit more before I say things.
Therefore, Tokai Teio was the favorite in the first race of the Triple Crown, the Satsuki Sho, despite his lack of experience in graded races. His starting slot in Satsuki Sho was 18, the most outside slot.
I wonder if that is detrimental to start in the 18th slot. I don't know enough about horse racing to know if that's like a preferred spot or if that's like a really bad spot.
The outermost slot has the advantage of being less prone to accidents
What did I just say about pausing and letting the video play and learning?
during the race, but it is generally considered a disadvantage because the distance to be run is longer than that of other horses.
Thank you, video.
When the race started, Tokai Teio ran on the outside and chased in 7th to 8th place. He took the lead around the entrance of the final stretch and won with a comfortable margin.
5 wins under his belt. He can't be stopped. He's a beast.
Second place went to Shako Greg, the 16th favorite horse in the race. When Simbali Rudolph, father of Tokai Teio, won the 1984 Satsuki Sho, jockey Okabe raised his index finger high to the sky at the award ceremony. It was truly a performance that seemed to foretell his achievement of the Triple Crown.
Ooh,
And
spoilers.
Okabe and Simbali Rudolph accomplished exactly that. And Yasuda, riding Tokai Teio, raised his index finger high to the sky in the same way.
Oh, that's a nice homage. That's cool.
They declared that they would win the Triple Crown. In the Derby, a month and a half after the Satsuki Sho, Tokai Teio was written in the newspapers as if it was a matter of course to win. His tickets sold very well and his odds were a whopping 1.6.
I mean, so far in his races, he's undefeated, so I would assume his tickets would sell really well.
Tokai Teio was again placed in the outermost slot, number 20 out of 20. But he won the Satsuki Sho without a hitch, running on the outside all the way, so people were no longer worried about him being on the outside. The race started. Tokai Teio was chasing in 6th position on the outside, unencumbered by anyone, just like in the Satsuki Sho. After coming into the final stretch, Tokai Teio smoothly
No
broke
way he's
away.
going to get another win.
Yasuda frantically whipped in the whip. Tokai Teio responded and pushed further ahead of the rest of the field. When he crossed the finish line in the lead, he was 3 lengths ahead of second-place finisher Leo Durbin.
That's crazy. So far, Tokai Teio is undefeated. Jeez. Out of every race, and it barely started its career. So in the 6 races it's had, it's undefeated. So this horse is just built different.
Tokai Teio was now an undefeated Double Crown winner and was expected to become the second father and son to win the Triple Crown after his father. Yasuda held up 2 fingers high to the sky at the awards ceremony to
Ooh, I like that. 1 finger for the first win, 2 fingers for this win, and then if he wins the Triple Crown, 3 fingers.
show off his achievement. For Yasuda, the previous race, Satsuki Sho, was his first Grade 1 win, and this derby was his second. Before I go any further, let me say that this will be the last Grade 1 race that Yasuda won.
Oh, that's the jockey, right?
He would have felt great at this point, but all was not well. When returning after the awards ceremony, Tokai Teio was walking strangely, and X-rays were taken. Upon examination, his left hind leg was fractured and he was diagnosed with a 6-month recovery.
No. Man, in every one of these videos, every single one of the racehorses seems to suffer some injury. I didn't really know that it was so common for the horses to receive injuries. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They're running at top speeds. So, yeah, I can understand it.
This meant that his participation in Kika Show in November was doomed, and he would have to give up his bid to win the Triple Crown. For reference, Leo Durbin, who finished second in the Derby, won the Kika Show, in which Tokai Teio was unable to compete.
Damn, so that means if Tokai Teio would have competed there, he would have got the Triple Crown. You got lucky, Leo Durbin. You got lucky.
The following January, 1992, as Tokai Teio's wounds were healing, the JRA Awards were announced. Tokai Teio received 134 of 176 votes cast for Horse of the Year and was named Horse of the Year.
Was he named Horse of the Year in Year of the Horse, though? Because that would have went hard. There's a Year of the Horse, right? I swear there is.
Then, on April 5th, when Tokai Teio returned to racing after a long absence in the Grade 2 Osaka Cup, Yasuda was not on his back. There were several reasons for this. First, Yasuda had a personal situation in which he had to prioritize his studies in order to take the trainer's exam. And as for Tokai Teio, he was planning an overseas expedition. Therefore, Okabe was selected to replace Yasuda.
Now, someone in the comments did teach me a bit more of why jockeys are important. Now, I wonder how detrimental it is to swap jockeys. If a horse gets used to one jockey, is it hard to swap to a different jockey? I guess it depends on the horse, right, and their temperament.
Okabe was also the lead jockey for Simbali Rudolph and had extensive overseas experience. In the Osaka Cup, Tokai Teio had grown even more and weighed 20 kilograms more than in the Derby.
He was a beefy boy.
For Okabe, the race was a test of his ability, but to his surprise, he did not use his whip and hardly moved the reins at all. While the other horses were running frantically, Tokai Teio effortlessly crossed the finish line in the lead. It was truly a race that showed the difference in level. He has now won all 7 races since his debut.
Yeah, after his injury, he came back and just won again. He's unbeatable.
And the fans were happy to see the strong Tokai Teio. 3 weeks after the Osaka Cup, the Tenno Show Spring will be held to decide the champion of long-distance races, and the revival of Tokai Teio has made this race even more noteworthy. The champion of long-distance racing at that time was Majiro McQueen. He had won the Tenno Show Spring last year and was looking for a second consecutive win this year. Then Tokai Teio appeared. The showdown between these two was very noteworthy. Before the Osaka Cup race, Okabe commented that he looks like he could run to the ends of the earth, and Yutaka Take, riding McQueen, countered that comment before the Tenno Show Spring race, saying, "Then McQueen will soar to the sky."
Ooh, the smack talk between the racers, the jockeys. I respect that.
However, his opponent was a champion who had won several races over 3,000 meters. Tokai Teio had only run at distances up to 2,400 meters, and the 3,200 meters of Tenno Show Spring was
Oh, so this is gonna test him because he hasn't run such a long distance. So I guess this is we're gonna see
his first.
just how powerful Tokai Teio
On
is.
race day, the odds were 1.5 for Tokai Teio and 2.2 for Mijiro McQueen.
Oh, so the odds were in Teio's favor.
The third favorite was Ibuki Maikagura, but his odds were far off at 18.2.
Well, better in the sense that people expected him to win, not odds-wise.
When the race started, McQueen was chasing in 4th to 5th place, with Tokai Teio following slightly behind McQueen, watching him. When McQueen sped off at the third turn, Tokai Teio saw it and accelerated to chase him. However, Tokai Teio stalled in the final stretch and finished 5th, 1.7 seconds behind the winner,
His first loss, and it was to Goldship's grandfather.
McQueen. This was the first defeat for Tokai Teio. As for the cause of his defeat, it is said that the long distance did not suit him. Then, 10 days after the race, an avulsion fracture was found in his right front leg.
Oh man, another fracture. That's rough.
Veterinarians said the fracture most likely occurred during the race, but since it went unnoticed for 10 days, it was not considered enough to be the cause of the race loss. Although this fracture was minor, he was out for about 4 months.
So the first fracture, he was out for 6 months. Now this one, he was out for 4 months. See, that means for total, he was almost out for a year.
Tokai Teio returned to the stables in September and began training. His return race was set for Tenno Show Autumn, and he continued to train, but his training was not going well as he had a period of time during which he was unable to train due to a fever.
Oh no.
Nevertheless, he did manage to get back to race-ready condition. On November 1st, the day of the Tenno Show Autumn race, Tokai Teio was the favorite despite the fact that he was coming off a rest.
That's crazy to be gone for 4 months, and then when you make your return, people expect you to win the race and be the #1 favorite after an injury even?
Unfortunately, the race turned out to be unfavorable for Tokai Teio.
No, after he lost his first race, he just started going downhill. He's still a winner in my eyes, though.
Chased third, but the race was quite fast as the two leaders, Daitaku Helios and Mijiro Palmer, raced each other. The time through the first 1,000 meters was 57.5 seconds, and all the horses that took positions in front of the field had considerably depleted their stamina. Tokai Teio, who was chasing, considerably depleted their stamina. Tokai Teio, who was chasing third, was no exception. He stalled and lost in 7th place. This defeat caused Tokai Teio's reputation to decline, and some even said, he is really weak.
How are they going to say he's weak? I mean, he got injured twice, a fracture in his leg, and had to recover, and that's going to affect his performance. You can't call him weak. Look at how strong he was. He won 6 races in a row. And if it wasn't for the injury, he could have kept going, but he had to take time to heal.
His next race was the Japan Cup. At that time, it was still difficult for Japanese horses to perform well in the Japan Cup. Every year, high-level foreign horses came to Japan. Moreover, the horses competing that year were said to be even higher level than usual. User-friendly, the best mare from England, Let's Elope, the Australian Horse of the Year, Dear Doctor, winner of the Arlington Million, 2 other English Derby horses, etc. It was said to be the strongest level in the history of Japan Cup. Even Tokai Teio, who has always been the favorite in every race so far, was only the 5th favorite in this race.
And I'm going to pause and I'm going to predict they're going for first place. I believe.
But his fighting spirit is not over. Tokai Teio, chasing in 6th place, lined up with naturalism in front of him on the final stretch. and after a fierce competition between the two horses, Tokai Teio took a slight lead at the finish line. This was the third time in history that a Japanese horse won the Japan Cup. This victory turned Tokai Teio's reputation around.
Shame on those who called him weak. Now what? He's the best.
At the end of the year, Tokai Teio was reported to be in great shape at Arimakinen, and was naturally favored as the favorite.
And now they want to consider him the favorite after they turned their backs on Teio like that? You see, I always had Teio's back.
However, a week before Arimakinen, Okabe was suspended from riding. The man who was to ride Tokai Teio in Arimakinen in place of Okabe was a genius named Tabara. However, in this Arimakinen, Tokai Teio finished a lifetime low 11th.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
He remained in the back of the pack throughout the race and failed to put on a show at all.
I wonder if that was due to the change in jockeys.
According to Tabara, the training was good, but it changed in a couple of days. Before the race start, he was like a balloon that had lost air.
Oh, so they changed his training regimen before the race, and that ended up affecting his performance. I see.
Also, according to the trainer, Tokai Teio slipped on his leg at the start and hurt his hip muscles. This may have been one of the reasons for his defeat. After suffering a back injury,
Man, poor Teio keeps getting injured. First the fracture, then the second fracture, then hurt his muscles, and then hurt his back. Can't catch a break.
Tokai Teio had to rest again. At this time, he was training on the beach for the purpose of curing his condition. He then returned to the stables in March and trained for the Takarazu Kakinen in June, only to break his leg again 10 days before the
No way. Broke his leg again, and this time it's not a fracture, it's a full-on break. Man, I feel bad. Poor Teio can't catch a break at all.
race. He rested again and returned to the stables in October. And his goal was set for Arimakinen.
I will admit, though, that's crazy that he keeps getting injured, but he keeps coming back. And not only that, but he keeps coming back and either placing well or winning. That's super impressive.
This will be his first race in 364 days since his 11th place
Yeah, we don't count that Arimakinen 11th place. We don't count that one.
finish in the previous year's Arimakinen. However, Okabe had already decided to ride Biwa Day. Therefore, it was finally decided that Tabara would ride Tokai Teio, as he
I can't believe he cheated on Teio like that. How could the jockey?
had done the previous year. While Tokai Teio had been out of the race for a year, the horses in the race had changed.
NTR.
The race was seen as centered around Biwa Day, winner of the Kikasho that year. In addition to him, 8 of the 14 runners in the race were strong contenders with Grade 1 titles. Tokai Teio was one of them, but he had not raced in a year. Therefore, although some people bought tickets for Tokai Teio to cheer him on, few seriously bought tickets.
And this is where they're wrong. He's going to come back with the upset of the century and win it all.
No horse has ever won a Grade 1 race after a year's rest. Tabara was asked for an interview before the race and expressed his concerns. But on race day, Tabara looked at Tokai
Oh, look at that little dance. See, Teio is confident. That's an impressive little dance.
Teio and saw that he was very calm. He felt that today's Tokai Teio would be able to show his strength. The race started. Tokai Teio took a position in the middle of the pack and gradually improved his position.
A Teio step? Wait, is that an actual thing? A Teio step?
Biwa Day is a horse that uses the strategy of taking a good position and breaking away, and this was the case on this day. Then, around the final turn, Biwa Day broke away and took the lead. This is his winning pattern, and when this happens, it is difficult for other horses to overtake him. But there was one horse that was closing in on him. That horse is Tokai Teio. He lined up with
Come
Biwa
on, Teio.
Day and raced off to finish
Come on.
first.
Oh.
The time was 2 minutes 30.9 seconds, which is one of the fastest in the history of Unbeaten. The live announcer shouted,
Wait, no, he won. I thought it said Biwa won. Never mind. Nuh-uh. Hooray!
Tokai Teio's miraculous comeback, and many
The
fans
comeback
shed tears.
king.
In an interview with the winning jockey, Tavares said, "This victory is a triumph for Tokai Teio himself, who has turned the conventional wisdom of Japanese horse racing on its head. Please praise him,"
Let's go.
he said with tears streaming down his face. This Unbeaten was a great race that will remain in the history of Japanese horse racing. And for Tokai Teio, this Unbeaten was his last race. The next year, 1994, he was training for his next race, but another injury kept him out of action. Later, his retirement race was set for Tenno Sho Autumn and he had been training for it, but his condition did not improve and it was decided that he would retire without racing.
And then he retired. He retired a winner. 9 wins in 12 races, 4 G1 wins. What a beast.
His total is 9 wins in 12 races, including 4 Grade 1 wins. He started his stallion career in 1995. Many foals were somewhat temperamental, and it was difficult to get good results, but Tokai Teio, born in 1996, won his first Grade 1 title by winning the mile championship.
Oh, Teio had a son, and his son won a G1? Nice.
In addition, Strong Blood won the Kashiwakinen, which was promoted to a local Grade 1 race, and Yaman and Sucre won the 2003 Hanshin Juvenile Fillies. Nevertheless, there are no Grade 1 winners other than these 3 horses, and compared to Tokai Teio's own dramatic competitive performance, foals' results seem lackluster.
He just took all the skill and absorbed it into himself, and he couldn't pass the skill on. He just had too much skill.
In 2013, Tokai Teio died of heart failure in his stable.
Rest in peace.
At the Tokyo, Nakayama, Kyoto, and Hanshin racetracks, a floral tribute table was set up in his honor, and his fans mourned his passing.
He worked hard. His hard work shone through in his achievements.
Finally, here are some of his episodes that I could not introduce. As you may have noticed, Tokai Teio was a tremendously popular horse. His father, Simbali Rudolph, was also described as too strong and boring, but in contrast, Tokai Teio won the hearts of his fans because of his dramatic results.
Yeah, I mean, he just kept getting knocked out and coming back and winning, knocked out, coming back, struggling, knocked out, coming back, winning. He was a machine. If he didn't get those injuries, he probably would have won a lot more than what he did, but still, coming back from all those injuries, super impressive.
When Tokai Teio ran the Triple Crown race in 1991, it was just the year after Oguri Cap retired.
Oguri Cap in the game loves to freaking come right at the end and just take a win from me. She will always just yoink that victory right from under my nose in Uma Musume. I love Oguri Cap, but man, can she be frustrating. Same with Vodka.
Fans were saddened when Oguri Cap, who had created a horse racing boom with his phenomenal popularity, retired, but just then Tokai Teio appeared. Tokai Teio has broken bones 4 times.
Yeah, see, 4 broken bones, but still coming back and being a winner.
This does not mean that his legs were particularly fragile, but rather that running fast means a strong kick to the ground, and as a result, there was a lot of strain on his legs.
So he was so strong and his run was so powerful that he was breaking his own legs through sheer force. That's crazy.
His body is very flexible, and it is probably because of this flexibility that he has broken bones 4 times, all of them relatively minor. But it seems he hated the vet.
What animal doesn't? I swear every animal just can sense the vet and turn feral.
He is also known to be very handsome in appearance.
That is a handsome horse. We got to go back and look at that. That's a handsome horse, 100%.
It is often compared to Biwahar Yahide, who is famous for his large face. What do you think? He's very cool.
I agree.
This is also the secret of his popularity. That's all for this time. Tokai Teio is a very special horse for me, so the video ended up being very long.
That's okay. I enjoyed the
If
long
you
video.
enjoyed this video, please subscribe to this channel.
We're already subscribed.
Thank you.
But you know what? We haven't dropped a like yet. So let's drop a like. We're already subscribed, and that was an amazing video. I loved that one. I didn't know the story of Teio, but people told me to watch it in the comments, and I have now, and it was worth it. 10 out of 10.